All right. So what is good, y'all? Welcome into another live stream of the Blacktop. We got a lot to cover in a short amount of time. I'm gonna wait for a couple more people to get in here. I see one is in here already. Go ahead and drop a what's up in the chat. Anything in the chat, just let me know you're in here. I'm gonna give it a minute or two. Wait for a couple more people to join. Like I said, a lot to cover. I got about an hour that I'm gonna get into. Frank, what's up, man? How you doing, bro? Got about an hour. I'm gonna get into again. I am leaving for vacation early tomorrow morning, so I gotta get packed and everything. But I wanted to come on here and address the whole Trey Young trade bullshit that we've been hearing, all that everything. So Vincent, what's up, bro? How you doing, man? Appreciate y'all joining. Drop a what's up in the chat. Like I said, leave a like on the stream, y'all. Again, let's see if we can get the 900 subs by the end of the week. I'm shooting for that 1,000. Jeremy, what's up, bro? Appreciate you joining, man. Trying to get to that 1,000 mark by the end of the year so I can get y'all that jersey giveaway. So let's jump right into it, man. Let's start off with the hot topic around all over Twitter and all over kind of social media right now, and with this stupid fucking Bleacher Report article that came out that said that Trae may request a trade if the Hawks don't go on a playoff run, whatever. Listen, man, everybody's overreacting about this. Trae's not going nowhere. He just signed a 5-year max extension with this organization and has consistently said that he wants to win with Atlanta. There is no confirmed report about him wanting a trade, about him thinking about a trade, anything like that. All this bullshit with him and Nate McMillan. I think eventually Nate's going to go. And I think this is the only reason why we're seeing this type of report is because of the tension with him and Nate McMillan. But when you look at this article that came out, nowhere in the article does it have a quote. Nowhere in the article does it say anything about his camp requesting a trade. Nothing along the lines of a trade. Bleacher Report consistently does this to clickbait and get a headline title that's going to stir up commotion and stir up bullshit to get people talking. That's what Bleacher Report does. That's what journalists do. It is part of the job. Trae is not going nowhere, man. As Hawks fans, y'all stop overreacting. I've seen it in so many Hawks groups. I've seen it on Twitter. Everyone is overreacting about this whole situation that everyone thinks that Trae is just all of a sudden going to be traded either this year or next year. And it's just not realistic, man. It's not realistic at all. He's consistently came out and said that he wants to be in Atlanta. He went to the front office and pushed for them to trade for Dejounte Murray. You really think he pushed for the organization to trade for an all-star player if he's just going to bounce at the end of the season? No. I mean, what are y'all's thoughts? What do y'all think? Y'all think Trae's going to get traded? I think it's ridiculous. I think everyone is overreacting. I mean, y'all keep in mind Kevin Durant requested a trade. And look, he's still in Brooklyn. He's going to be in Brooklyn. When you sign an extension, you're not just going to get traded. It doesn't make sense. Trae's not going anywhere, man. He's not going anywhere, and I'm very confident. No, I don't have inside information. No, I don't talk to anybody within the organization or anything like that, bro. I'm just a regular-ass dude. But if you look at just the past history of the NBA and, when players assign extensions and everything like that, it's just not realistic to think that Trae is all of a sudden going to be on his way out or want out after one bad playoff run and then a bad start to the season this year, which can be quickly turned around. All they got to do is win ball games, man. If you want to stop the chatter, win games. It's that simple. What's up, Khalil? Appreciate you joining the stream. No, I don't have inside, bro. I don't have any inside information, man. At the end of the day, bro, this is all my opinion. Y'all can disagree with me, and that's fine. I have no problem with anyone disagreeing with me. We're all Hoops fans. We're all Hawks fans. But the speculation of Trae getting traded is getting ridiculous, man. It's just people on the outside chatter and rival organizations. Like, what does that even mean? A rival organization that think he's going to get traded. That's irrelevant. It means nothing. If it's not coming directly from the Hawks front office or someone in Trae's camp, don't believe it. It's just that simple. me see what kind of comments we got, man. Don't think Trey's getting traded. I love Trey, but I really hate the noise around him. Yeah, man, it is what it is with the noise. And the only way to stop the noise is to win. To play better and to translate to wins. That's it. That's the only way to stop all this nonsense bullshit, all the chatter and everything that's saying Trey's overrated and Trey can't do this and can't do that and can't lead a team and all this other stuff. Only thing to do is shut them up by your play and to win ball games. That's it. That's the only thing Trey can go out there and do is to win ball games and play well, and everybody will shut up, and it will eventually be water under the bridge once Atlanta rattles off like 5, 6, 7 wins in a row, like we've seen our team do in the past. Like last year, we've seen us be able to rattle off 5, 6, 7, 8 wins in a row. It's going to happen at some point. We just have to get consistent. And I really do think Nate McMillan's got to go. Y'all know that. If y'all have been in my streams before, if y'all watched my recaps, y'all know how I feel about Nate McMillan. He's not the right guy for this job. He's got to go. Do you agree with the new love Dejounte is getting from the fan base over Trey? Not over Trey. I love that our fan base loves Dejounte, but to think that he is getting more love than Trey, I think is ridiculous. Listen, man, I love Dejounte too, but let's not act like what Dejounte is doing is perfect. Look at how many turnovers he had last night against the Bulls. He had several key turnovers, and he's done it throughout the season, but he gets a pass because he plays defense. But he can't shoot like Trey. He is a great playmaker. I will say that. But he's still not on Trey's level, man. It's just that simple. DeJounte's never been an all-NBA player. He's been an all – has he been an all-defense? I don't even know. He may have made all-defense a second team. I love DeJounte, but he's not on Trey's level, man. And he's just not he's not a superstar player. He's an all-star. He's an all-star caliber player. But he's not on the level of what Trey can be. So I hate the fact that people are kind of siding with DeJounte, and it shouldn't even be split. It shouldn't even be split, man. These are our two guys. These are our two stars. There should be no reason why we're saying, oh, well, I prefer DeJounte over Trey, or I just prefer. Listen, man, they're both on our team. They're both not going anywhere. It's just that fucking simple. Trey's not going anywhere. DeJounte's not going anywhere. Unless we don't re-sign DeJounte, that's the only way that he's going to be gone after next season. And at that point, if he's not interested in re-signing, they're probably going to move him before the deadline next year. And we'll get assets in return, and then we recoup and just go back to the drawing board. And that's all I got for that topic, man. Appreciate you, Ian. I'm trying to be great, man. I'm trying to get to that next level and really get my channel out there, man. So I appreciate all the love and what y'all do, man, and what y'all do for me in this channel. So I wouldn't be here without y'all. Seems like everybody's saying Trey built around DeJounte. That's ridiculous, man. Everybody who's saying that really just doesn't watch basketball, and they're just a Trey hater. Listen, man, I love Trey. And now don't get me wrong. I do still think that we may have fumbled the bag with the whole Luka thing, but I'm not talking about that. It is what it is. It's over and done with. We would never have Luka. We got Trey instead of Luka. That's it. It is what it is. We move on, and Trey will be here. DeJounte, people signing with him saying trade. Jesus Christ, I couldn't get my freaking words. Trade is just, you don't watch enough games to understand Trey's value and impact to this organization. And I've touched on this in past streams. People forget that Trey really revived this franchise from the dead. We were nothing until we got Trey. And then we rebuilt for 2 years, and then we go on an Eastern Conference Finals run. Yeah, there might have been a lot of luck. Yeah, we probably shouldn't have been there. But we wouldn't have got there without Trey. And the fact that everyone is turning on him and saying that we're better off without him, it's just fucking nonsense. It's just, it tells me you don't know enough about the game to know how much a superstar player brings to this table. And if y'all remember last year, everybody was saying the same shit with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, and look where they are now. They were struggling, coexisting, and they were sitting under 500 before the All-Star break. They got hot. They went on a finals run. Now, a lot of that probably had to do with Ime Udoka and all that, which brings me, to we need a new coach. But they got hot. They started to mesh. They started to figure out how to play together. That's going to happen at some point. with this team. It's the same type of caliber players. Trae is the same type of caliber player as Jason Tatum. No, he's not 6'8", but he's the same type of level type player. He's an MVP caliber player. Dejounte is on the same type of caliber player as Jaylen Brown. We got to give these guys time to figure it out and time to mesh. Now, we've been bad. There's no denying that. We've been bad. We have to figure out how to a way to close games. And I think that comes down to coaching, because if y'all have checked out my last recap, if you haven't, watch my Bulls recap. And I talk a little bit about the isolation ball that consistently happens at the end of every single fourth quarter when it goes to hero ball. And that is coaching, because Nate is not putting a system in place to be able to close out games. And that's why we fucking fold every single fourth quarter and we blow leads. It's frustrating as hell, man. Oh, goodness gracious. Let me see a couple comments that I missed. Yeah, man, it is what it is about the Hawks fans saying it. I mean, all Hawks fans have their different opinions. This is all my opinion at the end of the day. So, take it for what it's worth. Trae ain't going nowhere else. Trae would yeah. Hey, man, I feel that, because Trae really brought a lot of fans into Atlanta, man, with just his swag and the way he revived the city, man. He's a villain. We need that. You know what I'm saying? All we need is the right surrounding pieces and the right coach to be able to coach Trae. Nate doesn't know how to coach Trae. It's just that simple. They constantly butt heads. They don't like each other. We know this already. At some point, Nate McMillan will be fired. Will it happen this season? Will it happen in a couple weeks? I don't know. But at some point, the organization will never choose a coach over a star player. It will never happen. Star players run the league, and it will never happen to where an organization, oh, well, if you don't like Nate McMillan, we're just going to trade you. No. Nonsense. Yeah, the build around Murray narrative, I don't know where that came in either, man. Like, Dejounte Murray, he's a great player, man, but he can't carry a team. He can't single-handedly carry a team. I mean, we saw him in San Antonio. He was really good, but they were a lottery team. They were a bad team. There's Trey, what did you call it? Dejounte is, I don't see him any more than just an all-star player. He's not a superstar. He's not an MVP caliber player. He has a lot of potential, but he's 2 years older than Trae is. We've seen what Dejounte is. His jumper is slowly coming along, but he's not working on it enough to where we could say that's our guy. That's our franchise. It's just not that. You know what I'm saying? Now, if we had a guy like Jaylen Brown, who I love Jaylen Brown. If y'all been around my channel long enough, y'all know how I feel about Jaylen Brown, and I think he would be a perfect fit next to Trae, but it's just unrealistic. We have Trae and Dejounte. That's our backcourt. That's what we build around, and that's what we have going forward. We have other guys that need to step up, like John Collins. I'm going to touch on him a little bit later, and I'm going to transition to that after we get done with this whole conversation about Trae and everything. Same news about the Falcons. They just need – man, yeah, the Falcons, the Falcons are just – they're a lost cause. I gave up on the Falcons after we blew the Super Bowl. I will say, if we get Lamar Jackson – and now, I'm not going to get into a whole football talk and a whole football conversation. I'm going to leave it at that. If we get Lamar Jackson, I would be vastly invested, because I love Lamar, and I think he'd be great with the Falcons with Kyle Pitts and Drake London. Let's see. I feel like I'm the only one who is actually excited. I look around the court and don't see below average players. We need to mesh. I'm not super worried. Yeah, man. I mean, at the end of the day, man, like, we have good players around Trae. We have the right surrounding pieces. We need the right coach, and we need the right system for these guys to flourish. We've seen moments from DeAndre Hunter. Everybody remembers Game 5 of the Heat series. Everyone remembers it. Everyone remembers what John Collins was before Nate McMillan got there. He was a 20-10 guy. Nate McMillan doesn't utilize these guys properly in the offense. He only runs the offense through Trae and through Dejounte without getting other guys involved and getting touches. That's why we constantly see games where Trae is putting up 20-plus shots and Dejounte is putting 20-plus shots up, while you would see John Collins shoot eight times. Dre gets 10 to 12 shots. Bogey gets 10 to 12 shots. That's not enough. That's not enough for these guys. And I'm going to talk about the whole AJ Griffin thing in a little bit again. Again, we got a lot to talk about, man. So again, we got about an hour total. Leave a like on the stream. Drop a sub if you're new. Let's see if we can get to 900 before the end of this week. And let's see if we can get to 1,000 by the end of the year, man. We only got about a week left. So let's see here. Let's see what I missed, man. Just a lot of talent, deep. Yeah, man. I think we got a lot of talent. But I will say, I think Jalen Johnson's got to go. I really just, I don't know what it is about him, man. He hasn't been shit. Like, he's had his moments, but he looks so scared when he's on the floor. And I don't know, man. Jalen Johnson he has really not been it for off the bench, man. He really hasn't. Teflon, what's up, bro? Appreciate you joining, man. Hey, nice to see you in on your break, man. I'm great. I'm ready to go on vacation. I'm ready to see some family for Christmas. So I'm trying to get one last stream in before, y'all won't see me for a week or so. But I do got a video dropping tomorrow. But it is not Hawks related. It is just kind of general conversation about the NBA. So if y'all are general NBA fans, tune into that video tomorrow. Trey's dad said it best. All these talks from rival. Exactly, man. Like, Trey's dad posted on Twitter, and there's no other close source than Trey's dad. He knows what Trey's thinking. He knows what's going on. And the fact that all of a sudden there's a random ass report that rival execs, all of a sudden believe Trey. No, shut the fuck up. He ain't going nowhere. It's annoying. What do you think about all the talent is a negative? Can't anyone get shots? So I think that the reason why a lot of guys aren't getting enough shots, bro, is because of the system. I think Nate McMillan is not the right coach for the job. I think at some point Atlanta needs to cut ties with him. We need a new voice in the locker room. I don't see guys responding to Nate. And that's going to kind of lead me into my next little point here. I got some comments I got to get caught up on, but I'm going to make this point. I'm assuming y'all watched the Bulls game, right? So in the Bulls game, at the end of the game, AJ Griffin hits 3 threes in the fourth quarter and was 3 for 3 from deep. The offense was flowing with AJ, Bogey, Dejounte, Double O, and I think it was Trae at the 4. That lineup right there brought us back. That lineup was meshing. It was working. We got the lead. We built an 8-point lead. And then as soon as the Bulls called a timeout, AJ Griffin comes out of the game, and we get outscored, and the offense goes stagnant, and they go right to ISO ball. The ball movement stopped. It was right to, here, Dejounte, it's your turn. Here, Trae, it's your turn. Let me isolate down to when there's 4 or 5 seconds on the shot clock, and I'm going to take a step back mid-range jump shot that's contested. That's what the Hawks do in crunch time of games, and that's why they can't close out games, because it's stagnant, it's predictable, and it's easy to guard. That is coaching, and there's no other way to fucking put it. Nate McMillan is not a good coach for this specific team. He's been fired several times from other teams. He doesn't know how to run an offense at the end of the game. It's like, here, we got the lead. Let's give it to Trae. Let's give it to Dejounte, and let's just let them isolate, and they'll close it out. We've seen games where they have done that. But it's not consistent. It doesn't work. And it's frustrating to watch that we didn't see AJ Griffin in the entire rest of the game after he left in the fourth quarter, after he was tremendously hot and has been extremely just great all season long. It's fucking frustrating, man. Golly. Let me see what kind of comments I missed, man. Who do you think could get traded from the Hawks? Well, obviously John Collins. He's been the big obviously the name floating around, especially now that Travis Schlenk has stepped down as the basketball of operations, and now he's kind of overseeing Landry Fields, and Landry Fields is now going to be in that role. So we're going to see what kind of, I think there will be moves made. It's hard to tell. I would say guys that are potential trade movers: Jalen Johnson, Okongwu, Clint Capella, and John Collins. I'm not saying all 4 of them are going to get moved. I'm not saying one will get moved. I'm not saying any of them will get moved. But I think those are the 4 guys that I look at that if I'm going to make a trade, it's going to include 1 or 2 of those 4 guys. We just got to wait and see. Do you believe John Collins trade moves are realistic? I believe they're realistic, but I mean, listen, man, we've been talking about trading John Collins for what, 2-3 years going on now. Here's the thing about John Collins, and Travis Schlenk has already alluded to this several times in the past. if Atlanta cannot find a deal that makes them better, not drastically, but makes them better for trading John Collins, they're not going to trade him. There's no sense in getting off of a guy who can produce with the right system. I really feel bad for JC. I really do, because he got bullshit. I mean, I kind of shit on him in my Bulls recap after missing that offensive rebound or missing that defensive rebound when we lost to the Bulls. But the more I watch that play, you can't put it all on John Collins, man. He was the only player, that sequence, that boxed out. He bobbled it, and then Ayo Dosunmu obviously comes up with the offensive rebound. Who boxed Ayo out? It wasn't John Collins' man. John Collins did his job and had Patrick Williams boxed out. And that was my fault for alluding to that was John Collins' fault for not getting that offensive rebound. That was not all on him. Yes, he should have had it, but we can't put that solely on John Collins that he did not get that offensive rebound. And I think it's ridiculous that people are shitting on John Collins and saying how he's dog shit and everything. Look what he's dealing with, man. He gets 4 shots a game. They don't give him the ball. He just came back off of an injury and is on a minutes restriction. He's going to take a little bit to get back into a rhythm, and he's hearing all this outside chatter of trade rumors, man. I feel bad for JC, and like part of me, I love JC and I don't want him to get traded, but part of me says, just trade him, man, and let him just get a fresh start so that he doesn't have to deal with this fucking organization and constantly being in trade rumors. Let that man free and just let him go flourish somewhere else. Because I guarantee you, as soon as he gets traded, he's going to be a 20-10 guy. Mark my words. I missed a lot of comments, man, here. Y'all are firing it in, man. I love it. I love it. I love the interaction, man. Let's keep it going. Drop a like on the stream. Let me see where I'm left off. What's up, Hezo Star Phone? You after the Heat series, keep doing your thing, bro. Hey, I appreciate that, Jeff, man. I really appreciate all the love and support that y'all have given me. I'm going to continue and drop streams, drop recaps, everything. I'm trying to get more NBA content out that's not just Hawks related. Obviously, y'all will always see me do a Hawks recap on almost every game, but I am going to try and get a little bit more content out for other NBA fans, even though, we're all Hawks fans that are probably in this stream, but there are other fans out there that I would love to cater to and bring to my channel because I am trying to grow and do this as a full-time job someday. That is my dream, and I can't do it without y'all, so I appreciate all the love, man. I really do. Let me see. What do you think Trae and Murray's chemistry is so far this season? I actually like where Trae and Dejounte have been, kind of as their chemistry. I think that they both got to cut down on some of the sloppy turnovers, but really, you can kind of see that they play well off of each other and they do fit very nicely, but it's got to come together all as a team, and it can't all be about Trae and Dejounte. It's got to be about the Atlanta Hawks and what the other guys bring to the table, like DeAndre Hunter, like John Collins, like Clint Capella, like Double O, like Bogey, like AJ Griffin. All these guys got to consistently be involved and not just one game here and there where one guy gets, Trae shoots 25 times and DeJounte shoots 22 times and Dre shoots 10 and JC shoots 6 and Bogey shoots, what I'm saying? Like, that's not a winning formula, and that's not going to get it done because we have other guys that can score the basketball, that can play make and can get other guys involved. So we need to see a collective effort from everyone. It can't all be about Trae and DeJounte going forward if we're going to win ball games. It's just that simple. Nate is one of the most offensive. Wait. Nate is one of the most difficult. Hey, elaborate on that. I think it's Tesh. Excuse me if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Reword that. I'm a little confused on what you mean. I'll see you guys on vacation. Have fun. Hey, I appreciate you tuning in, Teflon. I'm going to try and enjoy my vacation, man. I'm leaving super early in the morning, so like I said, y'all won't see any content out of me for about the next week or so, up until I think the 30th. I'll get a recap out because I'm coming home the 30th. I'm going to come home, watch the Hawks game, and then I'm obviously going to get a recap out, even though I'm going to be dead tired, but I don't care about that, man. I'm doing it for y'all. Let's see. Travis stepping down, is that a sign? I don't think that's a sign of dysfunction. I think that's a sign that I think that's internal in terms of the front office. I don't think that has to do with the team itself. I think what that is a sign to me is that Travis Schlenk wants to make moves, and it's not getting approved by ownership. That's the way that I view that. Now, y'all can disagree. You can look at it another way. That's fine. But the way I look at Travis Schlenk stepping down as the basketball of operations is that I want to make these trades and I want to do this and that, but the front office isn't letting me. So you know what? I'm going to step down and give the role to somebody else. That's the way I view it. Again, y'all can disagree. Freshman puts on heels in the fourth, one up fourth. Seen the Pride. Yeah, that's and again, I touched on that earlier, man. When they get up early, late in the fourth quarter, it goes to ISO ball, and everybody just kind of stands around. If you notice, it goes to almost like a 5-out offense, and you got like two guys, one in the corner, one on the wing, one on the wing, while the other one just stands there and isolates. They call it just an isolation, clear out. Let me go one-on-one. I'm going to dribble it down to about 4 or 5 seconds, and then I'm going to take a step back jumper. That's bad offense. Terrible offense. Do you think it's worth throwing the bag at Siakam or Kuzma at the moment? It depends. Man, I love Siakam's game. And I actually I talk about him in my video that I'm dropping tomorrow and what the Raptors should do going forward. But if Siakam, if we can get him without giving up picks, then yeah, but that's impossible. But I love Siakam. I think he's a absolute stud. He's so underrated. He's an all-NBA player. He just had 52 last night against the Knicks. Siakam's a fucking beast, man. I would love to have him on his team. I just don't think it's realistic. Now, Kuzma, on the other hand, is realistic. It just depends on, he's going to want paid, and it's like, how much do you value him as a starting four in this league? Because he's a little bit better offensively than John Collins. He can put the ball on the floor. He's a little bit better ball handler, but he can't really defend. And that's really where this team is a huge issue, is defense. So I don't know. I wouldn't mind Kuzma. It just depends on what we would give up. I don't think we need more guards. We need a big center who can block. Yeah, I agree. That's a good point. I think one of the biggest problems with this team is rebounding. And we see it when guys are like Clint Capella are out because we don't have enough size. We don't have enough size to go up against bigger centers like Joker, like Embiid, like Mitchell Robinson. We get absolutely dominated on the glass. Look at the Magic game. The first time we played them, well, not even the first time, but the last couple of times we played them, even though we won last game, we almost really did blow it, but we got bailed out by a foul because they were killing the offensive glass, and that's been a problem. That's been a problem this entire season, is the rebounding. We have to have a bigger body at center. That's why I think Double O and Clint Capella are both expendable at this point, depending on who's out there at the center position. We should hop. Let's see, you should hop on. We Talk Hawks TV. We love to see y'all collab and sub to both of y'all. Yeah, I'll have to look into that, man. I actually have had somebody reach out to me on Twitter about a collab, which I probably will be doing after the holidays. So y'all stay tuned for that. I'm definitely open to doing any type of collab with any NBA fan in general. Doesn't have to be a Hawks fan. But I don't want to overstep and, see if anyone is up to it. If someone reaches out to me, I am definitely open to it. So I appreciate, throwing it out there. Maybe, I'll look into it in the future. But, if anybody reaches out to me and wants to do a collab, I'm definitely open to it. I'm still trying to, grow my channel and everything. So any, help from other, YouTubers out there would be great, so I definitely will look into that. Let me see. I missed a lot of comments here. There was a stat that said JC. Yeah, I also saw that. I saw that stat as well. When JC's usage is higher, meaning when he gets touches and when he gets shots, 9 and 2. Look at that. That is just, again, when the ball moves and the ball doesn't stick and other guys getting involved, it's a formula for success. Not everything has to be about Trae and Dejounte. When other guys get involved, we know JC can score, man. We do. We know he can score. It's just he has to get the right opportunities or he'll never be utilized right with this Hawks team, and he will need to get traded because they don't know how to utilize him. And it's frustrating to watch. I'm a huge JC fan. I love JC. I have his jersey. I've been a supporter of him since he's gotten drafted to this Hawks team. I don't think he's overpaid. I think he's underutilized. There's a big difference. Let's see. Video game lover, what's up, man? Appreciate you joining the stream, man. Chemistry as a team is awful. Yeah, I agree. Chemistry is bad. That's because the ball doesn't move. It moves throughout the game, and then it gets staggered in the fourth quarter, and it's been a ongoing kind of, ongoing recipe that we've seen all season long where we stop moving the ball in the fourth quarter and it just goes to ISO ball. I mentioned that earlier in the stream, so I don't want to go too much more into it. So we got about a half hour left in the stream. I'm going to try and get into a little bit more topics. I'm trying to get caught up on the comments here, man. Y'all are firing them in. I love it. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. That is one of the most offensively deficient coaches in the league. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, I get what you're saying now. His scheme is so basic and easy to defend. The only reason he was good on offense. Yeah, I agree. His he doesn't have an offensive scheme. It's all like it's pick and roll or isolation. There's no ball movement with guys coming off screens enough. Trae does not move off ball enough. And I've alluded to that in so many different videos, so many different streams, that Trae needs to get more involved off ball on catch and shoot. We've seen he can be a catch and shoot player. He showed it last night against the Bulls, man. He hit 7 threes, and a lot of those were on catch and shoot. We have to have him move off ball more. AJ Griffin, move off ball. Bogey, move off ball. Dribble pin downs, dribble handoffs. All that stuff that alludes to three-point shooters and kind of showcases their strengths. We need that more offensive movement with this team, or else we're gonna go nowhere, man. And Nate's just not the right guy for the job. He's just not. Let me see. Dejounte is the future. Dejounte, the future of this team. Nah, Khalil, bro. Dejounte's not the future of this team. He's a good compliment to Trae, but he's not the quote unquote the future of the team. I think he will be, he's a great addition and he's a great compliment. But as of right now, it just hasn't panned out the way everyone thinks it will be. But it's still early, man. We just got to be patient and let these guys get fully healthy and see if we can string together some wins. Imagine if we had a coach that can actually use the talent. Yeah, man, I agree. If we had like a guy like Ime Udoka, I just think that we'd be so much better off with we don't even really need a defensive-minded coach. We just need a coach with the right system. Basketball is all about systems, man. And you see guys leave one team and struggle with another. Flourishes with one team and is dog shit with the other. It's all about the system in place. And Nate McMillan's system is not right for this style of team. It's just, there ain't no other way to slice it. Khalil, we should get Siakam. Yeah, I mean, I would love Siakam again. I alluded to that earlier. I would love Pascal, but I just don't think it's realistic. We don't have enough assets to give up, and they're not going to afford, give up our entire future of draft picks to get Siakam. It's just not realistic. We need a consistent wing and better offensive system. Yeah, Jeremy, I think Dre can be that consistent wing. I really do, but he's got to be given the right opportunity. Y'all know how I feel about DeAndre Hunter, man. I love him, but he's got to get the right opportunity. People were bashing his performance last night. Like, he shot 4 for 10. I get that. But the shots that he was forcing DeRozan into at the end of the game, there's not many guys that can do that. Look at the shot that he forced DeRozan into at the end of that game. DeRozan airballed it. DeRozan is a mid-range master, from the mid-range. And Dre was playing excellent defense on him. DeRozan was just knocking them down. LaVine was just knocking them down. It happens, but Dre has the potential to be an elite two-way wing if he's given the right opportunity and these guys give him confidence. And we'll see him turn into an elite two-way wing. He may never be a superstar, but I think he could be a very, very good player with this Hawks team if given the right opportunity. Mark Jackson and Nate. Yeah, I would love to have Mark Jackson. Dizzy, I would love to have Mark Jackson as a coach, but I think Mark Jackson's kind of over. He's over being a coach. I think he will be a commentator and a broadcaster from now on. I don't see him being a coach again. Salute, hey Teddy Bear. Salute to you too, bro. Frank said we should have got Rudy Gobert. Hell no, man. Look at what the Timberwolves are, bro. The Timberwolves are dog shit. That was one of the worst trades in NBA history. They mortgaged their future for the next 600 years to get Rudy Gobert, and it has not worked out. He's such a liability. I mean, we think Clint Capela's bad on offense. Bro, Rudy Gobert has no offensive bag. He is such a liability, and he's an excellent rim protector, but he can't step out and guard the perimeter. And against three-point shooting lineups, he's a liability. And the Mavericks exposed him last year. We've seen it. Let me see. I think I missed one. We definitely need a new coach. Not sure who. Back up, man. Yeah, and again, I think the new coach will come. We just need a new voice. We need a new leader. We just need a new guy that is going to bring a new system and everything into the team. I've already touched on, so I'm not going to go further into it. What caused the beef between Trey and Coach? Apparently, and I don't want to go too much into it because I talked about it in a couple other streams. But what caused the beef was when Trey had a hurt shoulder. He missed shoot around, and then Nate apparently told him to either not show up to the game or he can come off the bench. So Trey didn't show up, and obviously, the rest is history. So that's what caused the whole, kind of dysfunction that we see now. And I don't think it's ever been resolved. I think it's been temporarily resolved, but it's not actually been resolved. And that's why we see this team kind of imploding. And I think Nate is a big reason why we've seen Trey struggles early on in the season. I really do. Jeremy, y'all like the video? Hey, appreciate that, man. Yeah, y'all like the video, man. Leave a like on the stream, sub if you're new. Let's see if we can get the 900 by the end of the week here. And let's see if we can go this channel out, man, if y'all want to see that jersey giveaway. They do that with Steph all the time. Yeah. Exactly. They run Super Chef. If you're talking about running them off ball, yeah, the Warriors do that with Steph all the time, but we don't do that with Trey. And it's extremely frustrating to watch because we don't play to his strengths. I mean, he's a great passer, and it's probably his biggest strength, but he's a good shooter if he gets the right shots, especially off ball, off catch and shoot, and off screens, but they don't run him in that. They just don't run it. What do you think of Mike D'Antoni? I don't like Mike D'Antoni as a coach for this team because, and the reason why is because he's a 7 seconds or less type coach where he's isolation. And he's either pick and roll or isolation. If you look at his history, when he was with the Suns, it was a pick and roll basketball team with Steve Nash and Amari Stoudemire. They played pick and roll basketball. And then when he was with the Rockets, it was all isolation for James Harden. I do not like Mike D'Antoni as a coach. I always thought he's overrated, and I do not want to see him with this team. I really don't. Take a sip of water. Hey, I feel that, man. I gotta continue to drink my water for sure. Yeah, I don't know why we haven't adopted the Warrior style yet either, man. It's translated to winning basketball, and I just don't understand why the team is still, kind of struggling for offense. Like, there's no reason why we have to come out flat consistently on offense. We have too much talent. We have too many good guys that are talented players that can produce in a system to come out offensively flat consistently like we do. That's frustrating as hell. If you're the Atlanta Hawks, what would you do to make this team a contender? Implement a new coach, man. That's step one. You got to get a coach that plays to the strengths of the team. Without the right coach in hand, man, it starts from there. And you cannot be a championship basketball team without a championship level coach. When you look at all the past champions and the way their systems are and the way who their coach is, they are winning coaches, and we don't have that. It's just that simple. That's starting. That's the start. You got to start from there. Trade Collins, Hunter, and get a great package. Nah, man, Kev, I don't agree with that, man. I love Dre. I think Dre's value to this team is a lot higher than a lot higher people are selling it for, man. AJ Griffin might be better than Dre, but that doesn't mean Dre is expendable because just because AJ Griffin can be a better player doesn't mean he can't thrive in a 6-man role. Look at how many guys across NBA history who have been great 6 men on championship teams. Manu Ginobili is the greatest 6-man we've ever seen play, and he's a Hall of Famer, and he had no issue with coming off the bench. Jamal Crawford is an elite 6-man. Lou Williams. We don't have to have him in a starting role. We can have multiple wings that can be great players that can kind of swap in and out. And maybe you eventually move Dre to the 4, even though he's a little bit smaller than John Collins. Maybe once he puts on some muscle, move him to the 4, move AJ Griffin to the 3. And I don't know, maybe kind of try some different lineups out and see what works. I think a finishing lineup of Trae, Dejounte, AJ, Dre, and Capella or Double O, or even John Collins, I think is a great finishing lineup depending on the matchup and the size of the other team. Pause. But y'all get what I'm saying. Let me see. What's Jalen's value on the trade market because he needs to be explored? Oh, yeah, I agree. I think Jalen's got to go. I don't like his fit with this team. I don't like his style of play. He constantly sits at the three-point line and doesn't play to his strengths. He lacks confidence. He constantly is hanging his head down. And Jalen Johnson, he has talent. He has potential. But I don't think he's the right fit for this team. But I don't think his value is super high. Now, he's only 20 years old. So maybe he has a little bit of value. And I think there's a lot of teams that probably would want him in the trade package. But I just don't see him valuable with this, with this team. I think Kyle Korver needs to be no coach. Hey, you're not the first person that said that, bro. A lot of people have called for Kyle Korver to be the head coach. And I don't know how he'd be as a head coach. He's a player development guy. He's been working on shooting with other guys, but it doesn't really seem to be working. So I don't know, man. I love Korver, but I don't know how he would do as a coach. You see my comment about OG, dude, he's elite. I missed your comment about OG. Yeah, I didn't see the comment about OG, but OG is elite on the defensive end. But I think the package for OG will be too high. I think his trade value right now is at an all-time high for him because of his defensive ability. He's arguably a defensive player of the year candidate right now, even though the Raptors have struggled. I think that they're going to demand at least 3 first-round picks for him, and we just don't have that to fork out after we just gave up 3 first-round picks for Dejounte. So I don't see that as a realistic trade piece. I think I think OG might get moved before the deadline, but I don't think it's going to be with us. I really don't. Think they need a vet type of player. Yeah, I think we need a vet. We definitely need a vet off the bench. We just need a guy, even if he doesn't play, we need a vet leader off the bench where he could just be a voice. And again, I alluded to that in one of my last streams, is we don't have that anymore. We don't have a guy like Lou Will, in the locker room anymore. We don't have a guy like Gallo in the locker room who are excellent veteran leaders that we just don't have on this team anymore. And I think that we need to go out and get that, even if it's not a rotation player. We just need to go out and get a guy like that. You know what I would love to see on this team, man? And maybe it's because of my channel name. Maybe it's because I'm a huge fan of him. Carmelo Anthony would be a great fit on this team. He's a bucket. He plays defense when he wants to. He had a career high in blocks last year. I think Melo would be a great fit with this team. It would never happen, but I just think I would love to see it. I would cry if Melo was ever in the Hawks jersey, even though he was traded to the Hawks but was bought out. So yeah. See, hey Gaston, appreciate you joining, bro. After yesterday, Nate got to go. I hate John taking the blame another coach. I agree, man. I definitely agree. I think at some point it's going to be the last straw. And if we keep losing to bad teams, Nate's gonna be fired. You can't consistently lose to bad teams and expect to keep a coach around. It just doesn't work like that, man. You're on a hot seat if you can't beat a bad team. Ime Udoka, yeah, I would love to have Ime Udoka, man, but he's on a season-long suspension, so I don't know how much that would help us this year. And you really don't hire while the season's going on, so it would be an interim job and then maybe in the offseason. But what would you do? I would do anything to get Trae to stay. He said he wants to bring a champion. Yeah, I don't think. Hey, Jacoby, I said it earlier, man. I'm not gonna go too much more into it, but Trae's not going anywhere, bro. That article that came out with Bleacher Report, don't buy into it. Bleacher Report's is such a phony website when it comes to clickbait and when it comes to headlines that they do that to get people to click on the article to generate negative chatter around guys to just throw them under the bus, man. And the league, a lot of people around the league hate Trae, and I think we're seeing that. And us as Hawks fans, man, we got to come together and support Trae, because if Trae does keep hearing all this chatter that Atlanta doesn't love him anymore and Atlanta doesn't want him, then he will want out. I don't see that happening, but we got to support Trae, man. We got to come together as fans and be supportive of our best player. It's that simple, man. He revived this franchise. See. Hey, Teddy, I appreciate that, bro. I definitely appreciate that, man. Hell no to yeah, I agree, Jeremy. Definitely hell no to D'Antoni. I would love Ime Udoka, man. I really would. I just don't know how realistic it is, going forward with the whole, that whole scandal. I don't know. Khalil AJ Griffin could be a star for us one day. It's possible. I don't know. it's too early in his rookie season to say if he has star potential. We've seen guys where they're really great early on in their rookie season, and then they just kind of fizzle out in their second year. Look at Scotty Barnes, man. Scotty Barnes was great last year, and he's been dog shit this year. So I'm not saying I want that to happen. I'm not saying that's going to happen with AJ Griffin, but we can't jump to conclusions and say he's going to be a star. I think he has potential to get there one day, but it's just too early to tell. He's only 19. He's 30 games into his career. I like him in the role that he's in right now. I really do. I just want to see him get more minutes. I want to see him in at the end of games when he's having a hot shooting night like last night, but he wasn't in at the end of the game. Yeah, and I agree. He's not guarding anyone at the moment. AJ Griffin's not a good defender right now. He has potential to be a good defender. He's had his moments as he's getting steals. He's had his moments, but he's not near the level of defensive player that DeAndre Hunter is. He doesn't have the length that DeAndre Hunter does. Oh, excuse me, I got a little bit of indigestion from eating this Hot Pocket earlier. But I like AJ Griffin's offense, but he's got to improve on the defensive end. Trey Young is a superstar. Don't buy into media net. Yeah, I agree, bro. I think Trey is a superstar. I just think that he's having a down shooting year, and I think that's because of the Nate McMillan beef. And what's crazy to me, man, is Trey's having a down year, averaging 27 and 10. Keep that in mind. Like, this dude's averaging 27 and 10. That's a down year. Whew. That's all I'm saying, man. I'm gonna leave it at that. Y'all take that for what it's worth. I like the idea of Mark Jackson. I like the idea of Mark Jackson as well. I just don't think I just don't think it's realistic. Jacoby, it says message restricted, bro. I'm not sure if you deleted it or whatnot, but it says message restricted, so I can't see your comment. Honestly, I wouldn't hate a lineup of Trey, DJ, AJ, Hunter, and Capella. Trey at the 4. Honestly, yeah, I agree. I think Dre's got the versatility to defend threes and twos, threes and fours, and even point. He can really guard 1 through 4. As long as the 4 that he's guarding isn't like a 6'11" to 7 foot guy like a Lauri Markkanen, then that kind of poses a problem. And I think he's got to get in the weight room. If we move Dre over to the 4, he's got to get in the weight room and he's got to put muscle on because he plays kind of soft down in the interior. Now he can finish in the paint, but he's got to improve his rebounding as well. We can't have him only averaging 3.5, 4 rebounds a game if we're going to put him at the 4. He's got to crash the glass if he's going to be in that role. What about Terry Stotts? Yeah, I've actually alluded to Terry Stotts in the past. I think Terry Stotts actually would be a nice fit with this team. He's got experience. He's got playoff experience. I would love to see that going forward. Corver gonna be like Nash. Yeah, maybe. That's a good point. With no coaching experience, man, it's hard to bring a rookie coach in with no coaching experience and expect great things out of him, like we saw with Steve Nash. Brandy said, "Not Melo." Hey, yo, my fiance got jokes, bro. She said not Melo because she hates Melo. I don't know why. LaMelo for Trae. Would you? Fuck no. I'm not pulling a trade for LaMelo for Trae. Hell no, man. Listen, man, LaMelo's got potential, but he's a 6'7" guard. I get it, but he's injured. LaMelo is consistently on the injury report. And when you're injured that often, that early into your career, I'm sorry, it's a recipe for disaster. And I love LaMelo. He's one of my, I'm not going to say he's one of my favorite players. I like LaMelo because I feel like I always say, oh, he's one of my favorite players, but I like LaMelo. I like his game, but he's got a lot of room to grow. And he's got a lot of maturing to do, like Trae. Don't get me wrong, Trae's got a lot of room to mature as well. But I would never do that deal. We're gonna get a coach. Who we gonna get as coach after Nate? Ain't no telling, bro. Hey, Khalil, I think if we do fire Nate, I think it's gonna be an interim coach like Joe Prunty, or Nick Van Exel that takes over the team for the rest of the season, and then they look to kind of replace him in the offseason. That's usually what teams do when they fire in the middle of the season. Oh, God. Jesus Christ. No, Khalil, are you sure? I don't think he's only suspended for the Celtics. I thought the league suspended him. I could be wrong on that. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought the league suspended him. I might be wrong. see real quick. We got about 10 minutes left in the stream, man. So y'all fire in any, kind of last minute questions. I'm trying to get caught up here. I won't leave the stream until I finish all the comments. But I got to get packed and everything for my vacation. So I got about 10 minutes left for the rest of the stream. So y'all drop a like on the stream. And let me see if I can get caught up on these comments real quick. Jeremy said exactly, got to support Trae. Yeah, I agree, man. We definitely got to keep supporting Trae. Scotty Barnes committed highway robbery on the Mobley, getting rookie of the year. Yeah, I agree, man. I think Evan Mobley should have been rookie of the year as well. Evan Mobley, I just think, brings more to the table, especially, he's such an elite defender, and he plays his role, man. Evan Mobley is he's so talented, and he has so much potential. He doesn't put up box score, eye-popping numbers, but it's the eye test. If you watch Cavs games, it's the presence that Evan Mobley is there, that once he gets a jump shot, he's going to be elite, man. He really is. Most frustrating part about Nate not getting fired yet is the wrestler is so stubborn. Yeah, I agree, man. The wrestler, don't even get me started on him, man. He just refuses to go in the luxury tax. We'll see what happens. Loving the content. Seems like Trae plays better with. Hey, Sam, appreciate that, bro. But yeah, I agree. I think Trae plays well. I don't know, because it seems like when Trae plays off ball, he just stands around. So it's kind of hard to say. Like when Dejounte's got the ball in his hand, Trae just is literally standing 25 to 30 feet from the basket and just let Dejounte go to work. And he's got to move more without the ball if he's going to have success. I think the Dejounte to Trae was a great pickup. Do you think trading Red Velvet was a mistake? That's tough to say. I don't think it was a mistake just because now I think what we got in return was a mistake, but I don't think the idea of trading him was a mistake simply because I just don't see his role with the team this year. With the minutes just weren't there with getting Dejounte, having Bogey, and having AJ Griffin. I just don't see where he fits in. He just wouldn't really get minutes. So I agree with trading him. I just don't like what we got in return. Bernard Celtics suspended him, but didn't. I mean, you might be right, bro. I mean, hey, if they sell, let's go get Ime Udoka in, man. I would love to have Ime on this team. I think he's an excellent coach, and I don't care about the bullshit that he was sleeping with a woman on the staff. I don't care about that, man. I want you as a coach. Fuck that nonsense. I feel like we got pieces to win now. We just got to stay. Yeah, I agree. Kuro. I mean, we got pieces, bro. We have the talent to be able to be a contender. We just have to put it all together, and we have to be a team and stop playing one-on-one basketball and stop. Everybody's got to stop playing so fucking selfishly and put it together. And it starts with the coach. I don't know how many times I can say that, man. I really don't. The message, Trey Young requested a trade. Real or rumor? It's a rumor, Jacoby. It's not. I don't think that's legit. That's just one of those reports. And I already alluded to this. It's just one of those reports that comes out to kind of create chatter. I don't think it's legit, and I don't think it will ever happen. It was the Celtics, not the NBA. Then that's what. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah. Hey, JL, you're right about that. I forgot that the Nets were going to hire him. I completely forgot about that. So that's a great point. So I stand corrected. Then let's bring him in, man. Let's bring him in. I would love to have that. The problem with that is most of the time, again, I alluded to this earlier, teams don't really hire within the season. They usually hire the interim or bring in an interim coach on the coaching staff already. We'll finish out the season, and then they hire in the offseason. So that's kind of the way things work. So Carmelo was needed in Atlanta along with Dwight. Hey, man, I agree, man. I would love to have Melo and Dwight Howard right now with the defensive ability that he brings, even though he's old as hell. They're both old as hell, but I think they'd be great additions. Thing I also love about Ime and hate about Nate is Ime makes sure his players are accountable and getting better. Exactly. That's a good point. Ime, and that's the thing, and that's why we saw a lot of the time of the turnaround from the Celtics last year, and that started with Ime Udoka. He made sure that he played Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum to their strengths. And I think that's what we need going forward. As a coach that's going to play our guys to our strengths. And that's why I would love Ime. I don't know how realistic it is. We can say it as fans, but it doesn't mean it's going to happen. As much as I hate to say it. Let me see. Yeah, the Nets ain't going to hire him now, but they were talking about hiring him before they gave Jacques Vaughn the interim coach. And I think Jacques Jacques Vaughn has solidified himself as the head coach for the Nets going forward. Hey, appreciate you tuning in, Monk Leader. Yeah, you was late a little bit. That's fine though, bro. We only got a couple minutes left in the stream. I got to get packed and everything for my vacation, so we got about 5 minutes left, man. So y'all firing any last minute questions or anything that we got? We should get Ime Udoka. Yeah, we just talked about that, man. I definitely think Ime Udoka is a great fit with the team. Been a fan of Trey Young ever since he was drafted. I want him to stay in ATL. I believe our future will bring us a championship. Yeah, I think championship's tough, man. It's tough to say because there's so many good teams in the league right now. So many good up and young coming teams. Like the Pelicans, the Celtics are still young. You know, the Cavs ain't going nowhere. The Warriors ain't going nowhere, even though they just got fucking beat by 600 points by the Nets last night. I don't know, man. It's tough to say. It's tough to say about a championship. I want it. I want it badly, bro. I will probably cry if we win a championship. And I can promise you, if Atlanta ever does win a championship, I will be at the parade in downtown Atlanta. I can promise you, I will be at the parade. Was Trey Young calling for Kuzma? Yeah, it's been talked about. It's been talked about as one of those, kind of looming trades as JC for Kuzma. I don't know how that fits. I don't know how he fits, but we'll see. We will definitely see. We got a championship team. We forget Melo and Dwight. Hey, yeah, you might be onto something there. We might have a championship team. Tasha, hey, appreciate you too. I appreciate you joining in, man. I definitely appreciate you joining in. Jeez, I can't get my freaking words right tonight. I'm all over the place. We got a couple last minute comments here before we get out of here. Hawks should trade Trae and Hunter. The team plays better. You're insane. Sure enough, hey, I appreciate you tuning in, but you're wrong, man. This team will not be better without Trae. Y'all are crazy, man. Stop this trade and Trae and Dre nonsense, man. It ain't gonna happen. We're not better without him. We're not. Culver and Vit, no. I'm not even gonna get into that, man. Vit Krejci is fucking terrible. He's dog shit. Culver can't hit a jump shot. I think it would be a real shame to throw away this good young core without something to show for it. You think we got a shot at playoffs this year without record? Let me allude to the Alfie. Yeah, I think it would be a shame too if obviously we didn't win anything. But we got a lot of young talent. We got a lot of room to grow. But we'll see what happens. We've been to the Eastern Conference Finals. I think we have the potential. We just need the right leader. You think we got a shot? Yeah, I think we'll be in the playoffs. I don't think we're gonna miss the playoffs by any means. It just depends on how high of a seed we are. How high of a seed? As of right now, we're sitting at 9, but we know we're better than that. We know we're a better team than number 9, bro. We're not. The Pacers are not a better team than us. I mean, yeah, the records are the same, but the talent level is just night and day difference. I think we're gonna climb the ranks, and I think at the end of the season, I think I see us finishing around 6. To be honest, I think we're about a 6 seed at the end of the season. Yeah, I think Trae will have a better second half as well. I think he just got to get into a rhythm, and I think it's going to come down to him and Nate, either Nate being gone or him and Nate just squashing shit. It's just that simple. Trae's probably going to – no, he's not going to leave us, bro. I'm not believing that. Everybody's getting too caught up into this freaking article, man. It's just the article is just nonsense. It's coming from not even a credible source. Like a Bleacher Report article is not a credible source. I'm sorry, it's just not. I don't see it happening. I still believe hey, Jacoby, I do still believe we have a bright future. I really do. We're kind of, I'm not going to say we're overreacting, but we have all of our guys are still young, man. Outside of Bogey, Bogey's the only player that's like 30 years old. Everyone's still so young on this team. We have a great future. We just have to put it together. We have the foundation. The foundation is there. We need the right coach, we need the right system, and we need chemistry. And we have success. How far do you think the playoffs finish? As of right now, I think 6 seed is what I see us at. And I think right now we're a second round team. I don't think we get to the conference finals. Now, obviously that can change going forward. but I don't think we're a second-round team. So it is 8:15. I got a couple. I'm gonna finish out these last couple comments, and then I gotta get out of here, man. As much as I want to continue this talk, man, I gotta go get packed. I gotta try and get some sleep. I'm getting up at like 4:30, 4 o'clock in the morning to get out on the road. I got an 8-hour drive tomorrow, so I'm gonna finish out these last couple comments, man. So let me see. Telling you, dude, Trae takes wild shots. People open. He dribbles too much. Yeah, I mean, Trae needs to clean up his play style, man, but he still revived this franchise, man. I just don't think we would not be better with trading him. Dejounte takes stupid shots too, and he turns the ball over a lot too. Y'all keep that in mind. So that's all I'm saying. If we can get 6 with Nate, imagine we could do it. A great coach. Yeah, I agree. If Alfie, if we can get to 6 with Nate as the coach, I think we could be a conference finals team. But I think we need a coach, man. We need a coach. Playoff Hunter is different. Yeah, man. DeAndre Hunter in the playoffs was excellent last year. Oh my God, I just threw my mouth. That was nasty. DeAndre Hunter had a great playoff run last year. People forget that DeAndre Hunter was our best player in that Miami Heat series and averaged over 20 a game. And he's having a career high in scoring this year. So I don't understand the DeAndre Hunter slander, man. It's crazy to me. I just don't get it. Conference finals, it works. Hey, Khalil, I know you're standing on that, bro. I just don't think it's realistic. Not about the article for me. Nate should go unbelievable. Yeah, I agree, showing up. I think that the ball does need to move more, but I think that's about the style, the system. I really do. Trey can take us if he wants to be able to listen. Trey can take us there if he's able to listen. Yeah, I agree. Marcus, yeah, I agree. I think he can take us there, but he's got to be willing to learn. He's got to be willing to take that next step and become a leader, and he hasn't done that yet. So we'll see going forward. Yeah, hey, Khalil, I don't know why either, bro. I can't. I just can't even fathom that. But there's Hawks fans out there that believe that. I refuse to buy into that. Yeah, we got to beat Miami for sure. But Miami struggled this year, man. They're not the same team as they were last year. Even though they beat us early in the year, they have struggled. Bogdan and DeAndre Hunter. Yeah, Bogey kind of struggled last year, though. I mean, he was hurt almost the entire playoff. He was banged up the entire series against Miami, so he was not the same. Gonna stop playing iso ball. Yeah, I agree. The iso ball. I've already touched on that earlier in the stream. We got to stop playing iso ball. But I am gonna leave it there, y'all. Like I said, it's 8:17. I want to end the stream at 8:15. That is all the comments. I got to get out of here. I appreciate everybody tuning into the stream. Y'all keep a lookout for my next. I am dropping a video tomorrow. Again, it will not be a Hawks related video, but y'all can still tune in, support your boy, share the stream, share my videos, help me grow my channel out. I appreciate all the love and support, man. I cannot do this without y'all. Y'all have been great supporting me to date, man. That 1,000 mark is right around the corner, man. I'm going to be so grateful once we get there. And it is all because of y'all. So I appreciate everybody who tuned into the stream. This has been our best one yet. We've had the most people. We almost had 30 total people in the stream, which is great for my stream. I know I'm still a small YouTuber, so leave a like on the stream. Yeah, I missed 2K23, Khalil, but I'm not going to go too much more in it, man. I got to get out of here. I got to get out. So, yo, leave a like on the stream, and I'm going to catch y'all on Friday I got a video dropping tomorrow. So, y'all be on the lookout. Appreciate everybody joining in. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that, Warrior. So I'm gonna get out of here, man. I gotta get out, man. Y'all hold me up. I gotta get out. I love y'all, man. I'm gonna see y'all next stream. I'm gonna see y'all next recap. I'm gonna see y'all next video. Peace.